Hey, how you doing? As the title of the video says, I'm going to give you a quick, in a nutshell, studio tour. Real bad radio studio tour. Real bad studio tour. Whatever it says. I don't know. Housekeeping! I don't think he's in there. Let's go. All right. Let's open the door. All right. Let's get in here. I haven't done a show in like 9 days, because I've been renovating in here, getting this thing all together. Everything's been taken out, ripped apart, blah, blah, blah. And now everything's back and the whole thing is put together, back together. And I am happy and very pleased with it. And I like it. You're going to make it a room you like to be in. So let's go in and see what's what and do this. All right, this is where, as they say, where the magic happens. It's a sex den. It's a sex den where the magic happens. Anyways, let's get serious. So we have back here. Actually, first of all, have a monitor on the back wall here, and you see what it says, right? And that is for when I'm being interviewed. I'm seated here talking into the robot dick, right? Seated here, facing forward, as the chair would indicate. And that would be behind me. Shameless marketing, but everybody does it, right? So if I'm on YouTube being interviewed, that's what is behind me. Now, along this back wall, and we're going to make our way around to the desk, are, as you see, Marshall amplifiers. I'm a Marshall guy. I'm a Les Paul guy. I have Les Pauls mounted and scattered, Royal Canadian mounted and scattered around the house, Les Pauls. My best one, my favorite, King Henry. Anyways, and so I plug in. I also play guitar in here and do all kinds of things like that. And I love spending time in here. Like I said, make any room in your place, in your house, a room you want to be in, and whatever you've got it for, even if it's your home gym, you'll love being in there, and it'll work for you. I like listening to my Waylon Jennings albums on here, and my old Black Oak, Arkansas records, and whatnot. But why the hell? What the fuck? Close, you cunt. Jeez. Straighten it out. Don't want the OCD kicking in. Now this guy here, right here, he looks like an amplifier. He plays one in a band. He's a poser. Are you in a band? But voila, he's not. What you see, we have Guinness in there. There's a Coors Light. Even actually a couple of non-alcoholic beers there. Somebody gave me that pack, a dozen of them. That Molson Excel. It's not that bad, but I don't know what to do with it. And frosted glasses, of course. You got to have chilled glasses, right? Okay, so we close him up. I've talked about that on the show, I believe, before. So back this way. Just picked up this carpet today. I was on the hunt for something I was happy with. It helps with room acoustics for when I'm doing the show. And normally the door would be closed when I'm in here. And we'll get to all that. But let's make our way around, shall we? Curtains are always closed. And we make our way over here. Very first show I did, this is one of the better microphones I have, studio microphones. And the very first show I did, the first show that I absolutely hate. I hate a lot of the shows. I hate a lot of them. I randomly listened to episode 89 the other night, and it was pretty good. I laughed. I liked it. A couple of Jewish fellows up here. Two of them are Jewish. The guys on each end and the guys in the middle are not Jewish, and they don't have as much money. That's the way it works. That's life, right? But getting to the desk. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Right here we see Lemmy, right? We see Lemmy, Motorhead, right? This guy likes Waylon and Motorhead and Black Oak, Arkansas. He's quite diverse. And Frank Sinatra, but he didn't mention that. All right, now we've got a real bad radio show pen right here. I have the worst phone in the world, so the video I'm having to move real slow just to stay in focus. Real bad radio show coffee mug, right here, right? Has a handle. I make my own coasters for my desk. We'll get over there. Look at that. The beauty, the real king of beers. It's not Budweiser. Can't wait to get to that. We got the big robot Dick here that I use for the show right here. I rarely wear the headphones unless I'm doing an interview. There is the board, the console, and we got all cuts like Star Trek, like the Enterprise in here with all the lights. What does that one do? What does that one do? What if I push this? You blow up the world. The trusty old chair. I need new wheels. Full of dog hair, all wound up in there, and they don't roll very well. It's more like I'm going to tear this carpet up if I don't. I'll just go out and spend $50, $10 a caster. No fucking doubt. I have my main working monitor there for editing the show, which there really isn't much to do because I'm so fucking good at what I do. It's pretty much one take. It just is. I like the 36-inch monitor, and up here I have as like a secondary monitor the 55-inch Sharp. I have TVs all over the place in every room, except for the bathroom. That's good. Too many. And just on the other side of that wall, by the way, is the giant 86-inch TV. You can't see it. We could try and see it, but I'm telling you, I have eye strain and regret. I don't regret buying the TV, but I mean, it's I'm only seated about 13 and a half feet from the 86-inch TV on the other side of that wall. And if I sit for let's say I was going to movie binge, holy eye strain. Fuck. Should have went with a 65. There's no shame in that. Anyways, yeah. So that's that. And we move along. And normally, if I was doing a show in here, and I staged this, right? I poured that just before I started rolling here. And as I said, I make my own coasters. I should sell those on the site as well on the merch page, realbadradioshow.com. There's a guest microphone. I have 30 microphones, but that would be the guest microphone, and I will plop it on the corner. If you pop by and you want to be a guest on the show, you'll be seated here. I'll bring out a folding chair for you. It'll be fairly uncomfortable, but nowhere near as uncomfortable as I will make you in the next 20 to 30 minutes as we do the show. Just kidding, of course. Let's not tease. Oh, yeah. The Real Bad Radio cards that I will shamelessly leave at a pub laying around like that. Like, oh, where did this come from? Has the website address on there and everything. And I'll giggle my ass off all the way home, won't I? Yeah. So when I do the show, it doesn't look like this. The big bright light are not on. What it looks like is this. So everything will be on in there like that. Let's pretend. All right, here I am. I'm walking down the hall. Actually, I would normally be coming this way. All right, I'm walking on down the hall. He walked on down the hall. And so housekeeping. Anyways, so we go in here, and normally the lights are off, right? It's like this. It's like horror movie lighting. It's ambient lighting, actually. And this is how I do it. And I'll probably have some good music playing in here, something kicking. And now I got the hiccups. I wonder why. And I'll sit down and I will do the show. Now, if I'm following an outline, what I will do, I will have the show recording on the monitor, but up here on the secondary, I will have what I call a show card. Now, this has a list of topics that I can cover. This would be stuff for next show. I have an abundance. I haven't done a show in 9 days, so I have 205 ready to go here, but I have more topics, more things to discuss than I will ever get to in one show up here, unless I want to do it for an hour and a half. So I just use WordPad, right? You see, it says 205 right there at the top left. Maybe you see that. Yeah, and so yeah, I will maybe go over cover those or not. Like the third one down, a guy named Casper. He had found my bank card in a parking lot. I ran out of the store. This is when I was buying the big TV. I lost my bank card. I got in there to pay for it, and I come out and some guy's fucking standing around my card. He goes, "Hey, are you missing a bank card?" And his name was Casper. You know, like Casper, Wyoming. I didn't ask where he's from, but God bless him. He's an angel, right? Anyways, so I'll have that up if I need a show card. And when I get to one of the stories, if I have a story listed, like Cracker Barrel crumbles under mega pressure, you know, the Cracker Barrel thing. It's just cheese. It's good American cheese. Why fuck up the logo? Anyways, I have one of these all ready to go. So I'll have it bring up side by side with the show card. What have I got here? This is what one thing I might cover tonight if I do episode 205 or tomorrow. Migrants murder each other as boat breaks down at sea near the Canary Islands after victims were accused of witchcraft and supplies ran low. Oh, that's just too funny. That is funny, right? Now tell me that's funny. The newcomers, you know, the newcomers. You gotta love them, right? All right, so let's close that down, and we'll minimize the card. And so you have the RBR folder up here, right? So that's got all kinds of stuff in there. Anyways, yeah. So that is that. So if I'm doing the show, this is what it looks like in here. I hope the phone isn't failing me and that we're focusing nice enough. And this is my view when I do it. So anyways, God bless you. It is wing and beer night. And then maybe I'll get to episode 205 when I get home. After dropping off a couple of cards. Shameless fuck. All right. Have a good night. Let's have the Guinness and head out.